and welcome to ILTV's Evening Update. I'm Natasha Kirchuk here with the latest news from Israel. Albert Einstein has always been recognized as a genius, but who knew he was also relatively stylish? Well, he may have needed a better barber, but he certainly did wear a beautiful leather jacket, which is now being put on the market by the prestigious Christie's auction house. He's said to have worn the jacket all the time, and now even 60 years after its death, it still carries whiffs of smoke from his famous pipe. The earliest photos of Einstein wearing the jacket were snapped right after he sought permanent residency in the United States. According to Christie's website, the rather pungent leather jacket seems to capture Einstein's mood as he embarked on his new life in the US, adding that because it's made by Levi Strauss, it feels particularly American. Bidders are expected to offer between $51,000 and $78,000 to own it for themselves. Palestinian sources are reporting that an Islamic jihad fighter was killed this morning when a tunnel being built in the Northern Gaza Strip caved in. The Hamas Al-Aqsa TV station identified the dead man as 28-year-old Ibrahim Hussein al-Masri, and according to the Islamic Jihad terror group's website, he was a member of its armed wing. Until now, it's believed that the 17 others who were killed in the 13 known about collapses so far this year belong to the Izz ad-Din al-Qassam brigades of Hamas. Israeli officials have been warning that terrorists are continuing to excavate underground networks so they can launch clandestine terror attacks against southern towns in the Jewish state. 2 such subterranean passageways have been discovered and destroyed since April. Some experts believe the reason they've been falling in is because Hamas has been forced to use inferior building materials lately, due to better enforcement of the blockade around the Strip by Israel and Egypt. 7 years ago, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu delivered the original blueprints of the Auschwitz Birkenau death camp to the Yad Vashem Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem. Now, the former chief editor of Germany's Bild Zeitung daily newspaper has gone on the record, claiming that by doing so, Netanyahu unwittingly broke the law. No one knew where the papers were for decades until the Bild bought them from an antiquities dealer in 2008, for the stated purpose of keeping them from falling to the hands of neo-Nazis or other terrible groups. Many historians believe the historical documents emerged on the black market after having been stashed in former Secret Service archives in East Germany. Officials in Berlin, including the Ministry of Interior, insisted they remain in their country of origin. But the paper's editor, Kai Deichmann, said he strongly disagreed with that policy and believed they should be preserved in Israel. So, knowing that Netanyahu could not have been prosecuted for simply accepting a gift and bringing it home, Deichmann says he presented them to the Israeli leader in August of 2009. The plans, which were drawn by an Auschwitz prisoner and included the signature of Heinrich Himmler, were displayed to the public at Yad Vashem the following year. Hundreds of scantily dressed young women took to the streets of Tel Aviv for the annual Slutwalk protest, voicing their powerful message: women should have the right to wear whatever they choose without being objectified, sexually harassed, or assaulted. Starting in Rabin Square, approximately 500 provocatively dressed women carried signs reading "Still not asking for it" and "Make love, not rape," and drew attention to sexism women face in Israel. Earlier in the summer, Slutwalk protests were held in Jerusalem and Haifa. The first Slutwalk protest was held in Toronto, Canada in 2011, in response to police officers' suggestion that women should avoid dressing like sluts in order to avoid being raped. Since then, women throughout the world have marched together in solidarity against victim blaming, which is sexual assault victims being made to feel like they asked for it due to what they're wearing or how they're acting. That's all for now. Stay tuned on ILTV.tv for our main daily broadcast playing after this. I'm Natasha Kirchuk, and see you tomorrow with our morning briefing from Israel at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.